I wish I would have known that you can't see it all and you have to take your time and enjoy what you're doing. I wish I would have known exactly what kind of layout I wanted, but you'll never get that right. As soon as you buy one, you're going to find a different one. I wish I knew in the beginning that I didn't need so much stuff.
Mm.
That was what we all women struggle with, getting rid of the stuff. And I kept more than I should have at first. And then we realized you just don't need it.
Welcome to the RV Queens podcast, where adventure meets the open road. I'm your host, Charlie Grace, rolling through life 1 mile at a time, sharing stories, interviews, tips, and real talk about RV living, travel, and the freedom to chase your own version of home. Whether you're a full-time RVer, a weekend warrior, or just RV curious, you're in the right place. So buckle up, grab your favorite drink, and let's hit the road together. My guest today is amazing, and they're YouTubers and they're awesome. But Julie from Destination Full-Time has got a great story to tell. Julie, welcome to RV Queens podcast.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, now I've been watching y'all for a little while. I know we've sort of met in person at different events over the years, which is fun. Tell us just a little bit about yourself and what kind of vehicle do you guys live in on the road?
We have a 2021 Momentum 351M. So it's actually a toy hauler, but it's a dual axle. So it's not as big as most.
How many RVs have you owned?
Well, my husband said 7 from the time he started. By the time I started, I think I'm on 5 by the time we got married and all that stuff. But full time, we started with our weekender that we already had. Thought we would just pick something out and go home with it. And it took 22 weeks to build this for us. So we've been in this one now 4 years.
Okay, that's a lot. We can delve into that so much. I have so many questions on that because I think that is one of the big topics people don't talk about the most, which is they go to the RV shows, they find all the amazing things, but they don't. I mean, what made you go from one to the next? I've had, at least four since 2017. So, and about every couple of years, I'm like, I wish I had that. Or, it'd be really nice if I had that. So did you buy them or trade them in based upon innovation or lifestyle change?
We were just weekending, but before we went full time, obviously, and I would say we have one daughter. She's 20 now. She lives in Atlanta, and she isn't doing it with us anymore. But at the time, she wanted more space to bring more friends. So we started out, when we got married, he had a pop-up, and it didn't have a bathroom. And so we evolved into, this isn't going to work for a girl. Like, I need a bathroom. So then we went to a hard side, and it was a tiny little thing, but she could bring one friend, and that didn't work for her. And so then we just kept getting bigger and bigger. And we ended up with it was a bumper pull, but it was about 28 feet, and it had double bunks. And from that moment, we never went camping with just our daughter. It was 4 girls at all times.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that was a lot of fun.
But what a blessing. Let's think about this for a second. So you got your kid out of the house. They brought their friends. You got to have more experiences. So that's an awesome thing. I love that.
And we had a boat. It was all about the boat. They all loved the boat. So it was boating and camping. Like, I would drive the boat. He would drive the RV.
Okay, next time I want to go camping with you with the boat. This is fun. Okay.
I know. We sold the boat. When we sold everything, the boat was the last thing to go. That was the hardest thing to get rid of, was the boat. It's the only thing we miss. It's the boat.
I had a power boat and I had a sailboat, different stages of life, lots of kids. And the kid thing is great because it's part, like you say, it's part of the whole excitement of doing this stuff. So, okay, so we're talking RVs now because this is, RVing women. The real question that everyone always wants to know is, you are now full-time on the road. How do you make your money full-time on the road?
So I actually work for a marketing company that does maps for the campgrounds. When you go to a campground, you get a map of your site, and it shows the entire campground. I actually sell the ads that pay for the maps. So the campgrounds get the maps free. I sell the ads to the advertisers who want you to come and use their establishments. Before I even knew there was a company that did it, I just assumed everybody ordered from the same place and they bought their own maps. I didn't know. And I always go in there and I always look at the advertisers because a lot of times there'll be a discount or something. And so when I found out that there was a way to do that and it was a way for us to still keep traveling, but go to other places that aren't just Thousand Trails, because we're Thousand Trails, but it gave us an opportunity to go to other places and stay at some really nice resorts and make money. So that's what I do. My husband's in IT. So he just, sits at a computer Monday through Friday and is in meetings all the time.
There's a lot of people like that, and myself included. I'm in meetings pretty much all day, but I like to think I get a different view out my window. There's one perk to it. So as opposed to being in cubicle life, or I call it cubicle heck, it's not my forte. So maybe I am jamming on phone calls all day and making all sorts of things, but at least at like 3, 4 o'clock in the afternoon, I can go outside and I might be at the Badlands, or I might be, at national parks because of Starlink. Starlink has opened up a lot of things that we didn't used to have. So, all right. So I want to go back to the maps for a second because I love these maps. I'm just going to shout out you on these maps. So you get to go to campgrounds. You get to check out really neat places. I love those things because I do. When I get them, I look at them. I'm thinking, where am I going to get pizza?
Yes, exactly.
Where if something happens to my RV, where am I going to find a place that could service my RV?
Right.
Also very handy.
If my dog gets sick, where am I going to take him to the vet?
Big things like that. So those are things that every RVer looks for. Because I travel with a pup and she's a hot mess. And I know you have a little one too.
Yeah.
Yeah. And how old is yours?
7.
7. Okay. Mine's 8. We're about the same, they'd be in school together, just saying. Well,
and it's interesting traveling with dogs because vets don't, I'm sure that some vets are familiar with full-time RVers, but most of them are like, wait, what? What do you mean you were in this state last year and now you're getting shots in this state? And I'm like, that's fine.
Yeah, I literally have a binder of all of Rosie's medical things just in case. I've got this whole checklist. And I don't know if you know this, I wrote a book on how to travel with pets. And I have a really big thing on dogs.
I got to read that.
I know. Who knew it? The comedian writes a book, right? But Rosie is, because she's a little special, she actually had a incident in a dog park that was not favorable in her. She was not the winner. It was Big Dog 1, Rosie Dog 0.
No.
She's been a little skittish ever since then. And ever since then, I'm really unaware and understanding of people with their pets, especially traveling, keeping them safe. There are lots of things from food. I don't know if you have special food or medicine, especially as they get older. It's a bit of a struggle to travel with pets and trying to get medicine and things like that. So yeah, well, we'll have to talk, but I know yours is cute as a button. So your husband's in IT, which is fine. So as far as internet goes, are you beholden to Starlink as well? Or what are you using these days for internet?
So I'm not the IT person. I'm going to attempt this. We have all the internet, all of it. We have Starlink, we have AT&T, we have Verizon and T-Mobile, I believe, or one of them just switched. But there's 4 that we have. And he created a VPN, a virtual private network that they all bounce off of each other. So if one is struggling to get the signal, the others will pick up the slack. That's all I know about it. But Starlink is definitely one of them. And it works great. We've been never had any trouble. Obviously, if there's a million trees, you might have to move spots, but we've been able to do this and travel and not have any issues as long as we keep all of them. We've thought about dropping one, but we're both literally on video calls at the same time. So it's not worth our jobs to not have it. Mine, I don't have to have it as much as he does, but I still do a lot of Zooms and things like that. So that's nice.
Internet is fairly close to oxygen these days.
Yeah, it really is. I don't know. It's funny because we're on a video call, but some people are like, oh no, I use the campground. And I'm like, yeah, but you're just surfing on Facebook. You're not on a video call. And that takes a lot more bandwidth for sure.
So let's talk about campgrounds for a second. As you guys are working out there, would you consider yourself to be more a campground kind of person, or do you like to go boondocking?
So we actually are not, we're not really boondockers yet. We're going to have to get something different when we are ready to go west and do the whole boondocking thing, because we can't add batteries. We don't have any more weight capacity. I will not get rid of any more clothes or any of my girly things in order to have batteries. So it's not like, but we do, the Harvest Host, and we do boondock like that with our generator. So, but we don't have any solar. We never added it. It just hasn't been something we needed as of yet. But we will when we go west. We know that.
I am a huge boondocker. I love it, love it. Listen, I love me a campground. I love the resorts. I love the lazy rivers. I love all that fun stuff. But there's something about being able to go out and just park and not worry about a thing and have all that water and all that solar and whatever you need to do, plug in, your internet, your computer, whatever you need, and not really stress. But it is a lot of math. I will tell you this. I feel like every day of my life, I'm going, okay, that's going to cost how many watts and how much solar is coming in. And I feel like I'm in 4th grade math all day long. I'm balancing equations. So.
Well, and you have a lot of hair too. I mean, with hair, like we have to get our hair washed, but we use a lot more water than a guy.
We do. And I just chopped a bunch off. But I say I'm getting ready because we're getting ready into that season of it's Florida winter, and Florida winter comes and things happen. And next thing it'll be humidity. And you and I both have like naturally wavy, curly hair. It'll be like, oh, look, yeah, it's going to be so much fun. So much fun.
There's no way to control it.
No way. You just got to roll with it.
Right.
So how do you travel based upon work schedule, or do you travel based upon season and weather?
I did live in the snow during high school, but we are both Florida people anyway. So we like to be snowbirds in the winter. We like to come to Florida for every winter, no matter where we're at. And we both have family here. So it makes sense for us to be in Florida every winter. So that's kind of where we start. We know where we're going to be in the winter. And then we like to just travel out and come back, like circle all the way back around and then come back. And, so we left, Florida in April. This next year we'll leave in the end of March. So a little bit earlier, but then we'll be back, November. But we travel out from there and then come back.
So do you typically like go up the East Coast and then come back down?
So this year we did. We went all the way to Bar Harbor and checked off a bunch of states, We still have all West states to do. But it's funny, we were just literally next year, we're not going to a new state. We're just going to events nonstop all year. I don't know how it happened, but there's so many events and rallies and ways to get together with people that we're just going to do that for a whole year. Other than, I'm still working parks and he's still working, but you kind of just in and out, right?
Okay. So let's talk about this. Community is really important. And I find this is the one thing I love because I went to 23, you talk about a lot of events. I went to 23 events and or rallies last year.
Wow. Okay. You have a speed.
Insane.
Wow.
It was crazy. It was fun. I got to speak at them. I got to have fun. We got to meet new friends. So what kind of rallies and events are you guys attending? Is it rig specific or is it community based? What are you guys looking for?
We always go to the Grand Design National Rally if we can get in for our rig. And then we love going to Alliance rallies and being some other brand. This year we're actually not going to be able to go because we'll already be in another state. But we enjoy that. We've never been to any other manufacturer except Alliance and Grand Design, which is so funny. I'm actually at a campground right now where they're having a New Year's Eve Alliance bash or whatever. So it's fun to see people we've already met at the last few years. So we definitely do Grand Design. We're doing some channel ones. We're doing the United Rally. We are one of the hosts for the United Rally. Okay. Very cool.
I just found out I'm not on the official program, but if you guys need a solo woman talking about something.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I'm your gal.
Yeah, it's going to be, I know, I think there's 10 channels. One of the channels ended up changing their plans, but it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm excited about that. And we're doing our own, just like a hangout weekend where, you just cook out and stuff. And then like other channels are doing theirs. And that's really, it's like everybody's in different communities. So you kind of see the same people
I think it's fun because I like going to different rallies because you do see different people and sometimes it's fun. There's a few people I haven't seen in I can't say how many years, and I'm leaving this weekend to go see someone who is near and dear to my heart. And it's just we've been traveling in different circles. We're just missing each other at certain times. Is there? I know I've been using like Nomad Near Me or some of interesting apps like that. What are a couple of your favorite travel apps that you use on your phone?
So I do use Nomad Near Me. There's one that I use that I absolutely love, but it's not about meeting up with other people, but you can share your itinerary. And it's called Wanderlog, Wander. So we did the free trial for a week and we loved it. So we bought it. I think it was right around $40 for the year. You can actually send someone your itinerary if you wanted to. So you can plan with someone and plan to travel with them. The really cool thing for us is because we're both working during the week, I need to utilize those Saturdays and Sundays that we're not traveling. I need to make sure that we see as much as we can in a short amount of time. So I use it for that. It like literally helps me plan. It says, what about this? What about this? Did you know there's this? And so I've learned about more things in areas than I ever knew before. And I can like just plan it all out, and it minimizes or maximizes your mileage to get there. And I mean, you can use it for so many different things. And I really like it for that. I have not shared it with someone, to do an itinerary yet, but I plan to.
Ooh, okay. I'm gonna check it out. I'm always looking for
Yeah,
really cool apps.
it's new. I love it. Yeah, it's fun.
Okay, cool. I'm a weather geek. I'm one of those
Yeah.
crazy RV weather people. I think I've never met more amateur meteorologists in my life than I have RVers. So
Right. Yeah, I know. And I guess everybody jokes that they're chasing 70, but we're all failing at that because it's just not, the weather just doesn't cooperate, right?
no, not even close. Not even close. I'm
No.
more like trying to get away from hail, away from tornadoes. I'm not worried about the temperature so much as I am like extreme weather. I've been in
Right.
some real, humdingers this year. I was even at Pikes Peak when they had a tornado this year in Colorado.
Oh, and your van?
Yes, in my rig. Absolutely. So much
Oh,
fun. I could have been in
but you
Kansas
could
by now.
probably crank up and haul butt before the rest of us, right? We're still like loading stuff and you could already be up the road.
I'm just putting it in gear and going.
Yeah, my husband really wants a van. He's like, we've got to do this van life thing. And I'm like, I don't know. I already, you're already in a small space. I'm like, I don't know. I can't. Not that
I
small
watched
with another person.
I watched The Compromises, which I think is interesting because I've done van life in different ways. I have a box van right now. So it's more of a box, base, and you've got the nice van in front. But I've seen people with vans now towing trailers,
Yeah.
they use the van as like their day thing, and then they've got the trailer in the back and they park it somewhere. Those actually tend to work out, I think. It's sort of like the best of both worlds. So you've got,
Yeah.
for me, it's like, I just want my bathroom everywhere I go.
But I do. We have friends that have a class A and they tow a class B. That's their toad. And that's genius.
I think it's fantastic. I'm totally there. I love these things. Okay, so you've been doing full time for how long now? How many years?
5 years now. Mm-hmm.
5 years. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to know your top 3 things you wish you would have known now that you've been RVing full time for 5 years. Give me 3 things you wish you would have known.
Okay. I would say that I wish I would have known that you can't see it all and you have to take your time and enjoy what you're doing because you'll eventually get there. Right? That's a big one. I wish I would have known exactly what kind of layout I wanted, but you'll never get that right. As soon as you buy one, you're going to find a different one. That's just how that works. I wish I knew in the beginning that I didn't need so much stuff.
Mm.
That was what we all women struggle with, getting rid of the stuff. And I kept more than I should have at first. And then we realized you just don't need it. It's all about, the experiences over the things for sure.
Yeah, I 100% agree. I have a hard time with clothes. I'm not going to lie. That's my thing. I have way too many. I'm like, how many? I think my last trip I left with 3 t-shirts and I came back with 20. Or like, where did I get this from? Or who gave it to me? Like people along the way will say, hey, take this. Or I One of the reasons I have my box van is it has a nice big storage unit in the back. It was half full when I left. When I came back, it was just shoved full of stuff. I'm like, where did this come from?
Yeah, it multiplies.
Yeah, if it's consumable, I'm okay with that. I can do consumables, fine with that. I'll take pictures. Pictures and video are my takeaways, my souvenirs, things I like. But I do like to support local business. I do like to get gifts for other people, or that kind of thing. I'm a firm believer that you vote more with your dollars than you do at the polls. So if you want to see small businesses and small towns thrive, you got to sort of support them too. It's important.
Yeah, no, I like that.
Now here comes the most important question of my day. And all the things that you've had now, you say, oh, you need less stuff. What is one thing you can't live without in your RV?
Okay, this is a funny one. I have a mini mixer, like an actual KitchenAid mixer, but it's a miniature version, which is, I swear, made just for RVs. And it seems so silly and frivolous, but to me, having that makes me feel like I am at home. This is my home because I can do even that with it, So it's not something that most people would think they need. I'm not even a baker. It's not even about that. It's just having it. And I do use it. I can make bath and body products with it, but then I could also, bake a cake if I wanted to.
I love that. I'm the weirdo who in van life, one item has to have 2 or 3 uses. It can't just be one. And if it is one, it's a luxury item. And my luxury item was a 1-slice toaster.
Oh yeah, those are cool. I saw those. So you just one at a time.
One at a time. I'm like, I like making, egg McMuffins. I like making, whatever. And I'm like, I like my bread toasted. So that's like my one little, luxury item and people looked at me like I was crazy. I'm like, nope, it's for me. So
is it like this big around? Like it's really small?
It's tiny.
Now I have to find one.
They're really cute.
That's awesome.
I love it. Okay. Now I know we can't talk campgrounds too crazy because I know you've got clients and you can't choose favorites. However, here's the however part.
Oh, I can choose
Are there
favorites.
a couple of campgrounds that you would easily go back to for whatever reason that might be that shine out? They're a little different, something a little unusual. Because I know for a fact that one of my unusual campgrounds that I love, which I don't know if you've been to, is Four Paws Kingdom in North Carolina.
Yes, that's one of I did their maps. Did their maps last year, or was it the year before? In 2024, I did their maps. And I loved that campground. That was a lot of fun. Another one I would say, and this is when we come here, we feel like we're at home. We're here now. We'll be here for the month of January, but it's now called Southern Hammock. Before that, it was called Ocala North RV Resort. They just changed their name, and the same group of people come here every winter, and they've been coming for years. And once we came and we met these people, we come back for them every year. I mean, the campground, the people, the staff. I mean, when you pull in, they remember you, they know you, and you're just at home. And that we don't have a home base anymore. We started out with one, and you miss that kind of feeling of familiarity. And even though we don't live here, we come and go, but to us, it's like coming home.
I love that. And I'm watching a lot of campgrounds these days that aren't private, like a lot of county campgrounds that used to allow people to stay a month, even 90 days. They're going back to 2 weeks. So a lot of the people who've been going to some of these, I'll pick on Long Point Park or by Sebastian Bay, something like that in Florida. They used to there are people going for 20, 25 years, spending the entire winter there, and now they can only do 2 weeks. So things are changing, and it's hard when you're used to, that's part of your plan.
I would say that's our favorite of all. And Jason's mom is 30 minutes away. So we're able to visit her too.
Perfect. Your family's around the corner. I love that. So you're going to be going to some RV shows, I think, this year too. I think you're going to the Florida Super Show. Okay. So I have a question. What are you looking forward to seeing at the Florida Super Show this year?
So I want to see the innovation. We were at Hershey, and they're starting to do some things that I've never seen before. And I want to see if they've expanded on that just from Hershey to Tampa. And I'm fascinated with some of these new ones that are doing like the mini splits And that's new. That's interesting. I mean, a lot of people convert, but they're starting out with them. So, and I love seeing like the RVs that utilize every space and think of everything that we hadn't even thought of. I love that. So I'm looking for the unique and the really cool, innovative stuff.
I tell you what, I am really, really pushing, promoting, what do we want to call it, more women engineers in the RV industry, or women designers in the RV industry, because I think there is a lag in that. And I've gone to a lot of manufacturers this past year and talked to them. And I met the engineers, I met the design team, I met all these people. And I'm like, where's your female perspective? Where's your, it's like when you sit in a car, there's definitely places you're going to put things and what you're going to do. I think it really needs to be better balanced. So one of my goals this year is exactly right, to make sure that our voices are heard from a female perspective so that they understand we are really, I don't want to say the purse string holders, but even in a relationship, many times, if the woman isn't happy, we're the decision makers. We really are. So I'm really excited to see how some of those things have been received and some of the innovation that's coming on the next couple of years.
We've said to manufacturers directly that until you have lived in one, on the road, and traveled in one for, even 30 days, but let's say your best bet is to get in one for 6 months, you're going to know way more than any other manufacturer, because a lot of them have never even RV'd. And I'm like, how are you designing something that we are literally living in if you've never even stayed overnight in one? You've got to do it.
I had the opportunity of Chris West, who's the president of Winnebago Industries right now, and he tends to come to a lot of the Winnebago meetups, and he'll stay in a View or a Echo or whatever, and it's sort of fun to see the comments that come out. And he goes, maybe we should think about, or wouldn't it be great if, or maybe we should, and it's great because you have feedback from actual leadership coming in those positions, and I would hope that every manufacturer would have that kind of experience from leadership down, because I think that's fantastic.
And willing to listen.
And willing to listen. Exactly right. Willing to listen. So, all right. You know what? I've learned so much. I'm so excited. I've been watching you on YouTube. I'm telling you, I'm one of those people in the background, just like watching you, seeing what's going on. So if they want to follow you and learn more about your story, Destination Full-Time, where can people follow and watch and all that good stuff?
So YouTube is our main focus, but we also are on TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook.
I'm so excited for y'all. Well, listen, I will see you on the road until next week. Everyone listen, this is fun. Safe travels, happy trails. Join us in RV Queen circles. We'd love to have you guys see all the behind the scenes stuff. And you might even meet cool people like Julie. You never know. That's why we do all the behind the scenes stuff. Thanks for tuning into the RV Queens podcast. I hope you found inspiration for your next adventure, on or off the road. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and connect with us on social media at RV Queens Community for behind the scenes stories and travel tips. Until next time, keep your wheels turning and your spirit wild. We'll see you down the road.